Will Kelce be able to fill the void with Rice getting hurt? They have feared a torn ACL.
Yeah, certainly not laughing at Rashee Rice, man. We're praying and hopefully he gets a speedy recovery, whatever the diagnosis is. But I'm laughing at saying, can Travis Kelce fill the void? Because Travis Kelce has always filled the void. As a matter of fact, he's the one who created the void. He's been the one that's been the most reliable receiver player that the Kansas City Chiefs has outside of Patrick Mahomes. You know, his third year, he went for like 985 yards, 150 yards short of 1,000. But then he went 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons. And last year, missed 1,000 by 16 yards with 984. So the void that is here is the void that he's created. So can he fill the void? And the honest answer is, they don't think he can. The Kansas City Chiefs don't think he can. That's why they're saying we got to start putting him on a pitch count. We got to make sure that his health is better for later in the season as opposed to now. So really what they've done, they've gotten it 3-0. They've gotten it 4. They won the games 4-0 without his real input. This has been the first game he had to place real input in there. So they've been filling the void with Rashee Rice, and that's what we were talking about now that he's hurt. I think Travis Kelce could pick back up where Travis Kelce was left off the last few years. But I do believe that they're going to have to go find a certain type of help. They already got the deep ball key. They need that guy that can win on the outside. No, they need a Keyshawn Johnson, a guy that can win on the outside, but can also go play on the inside.
From like 20 years ago.
Yeah, another Keyshawn, 20 years ago, Keyshawn Johnson. A guy that can play on the outside and on the inside. You can't go get a Michael Irvin because I can only play on the outside. I don't want that junk stuff, you know. So you got to find a particular receiver, and these guys you can't find on the couch. That kind of guy, they can play outside and inside like a Keyshawn Johnson.
You know, the question is asked, could he fill the void? Well, yeah, of course, right? They can get him the same touches that he's always got. That's not going to change. Kansas City and Andy Reid, they have a certain mindset on how they want to do things and the way they want to approach it. We, as fans on the outside, we're looking for immediate microwave success on something instead of allowing it to take process and get to the point where we're like, okay, they're finally hitting their stride. As I said last week, this will be his best game. The 4th game of the year, Joey, which means early on in the season, as veteran players, there wasn't a lot of preseason action going on. So you start knocking off the rust slowly but surely. Unfortunately enough for them, though, Rashee Rice did get hurt early in the first quarter. Now they've got to look at the what's out there. What they need to go get him a guy like Michael is talking about that can line up on the outside edge of the numbers, and when they get into a bunch formation, can slide down, or if they go bunch, can put him on the backside by himself. So they need a bona fide X-receiver that they can go and get. I'm talking about a 6'3", 6'2", let's call it 6'1.5" upwards, 200-pounder that you could now say he's on the backside by himself. We know what the coverage is going to be. Now, when you look at who's available, some of these guys, Corey Davis, not a chance. Hunter Renfrow, small inside slot good.
Already got Juju. You got Juju for that.
But Julio Jones is our age. He chilling right now. He ain't trying to play no more football. Then you got Chase Claypool. Nowhere it's worked out where he's been. And then you got my nephew and Michael Thomas, which could be interesting if he's healthy enough. Early on in the beginning of training camp, there was rumblings that Kansas City would be interested. I don't know where it's at. I haven't talked to him, but that's a body that you can line up in a West Coast-style system and say, he's our X who also can move inside and play in the slot if he's healthy and ready to play.
So you guys both think that Travis is going to get more action and will be able to step up, but they also should go and find a replacement based off of what they're afraid is going to be the diagnosis with Rashee Rice.
Right. But one thing he was talking about early in the year for Travis Kelce. Early in the year for Travis Kelce, yes, he's knocking off the rust because they don't do much in preseason anymore. But also, teams are also still focused on Travis Kelce until Rashee Rice can show he can consistently be that guy.
Yes.
And this year, he started showing he can consistently be that guy. Then people start saying, oh, we got to worry about Double R. And now they'll turn all that attention back to Travis Kelce because they were starting to go towards Rashee Rice.
What do you think? Will they be able to fill the void with Kelce?
I don't know. I think they need to make a move. I'm not sure, just based on what we've seen, what's been trending with Kelce, if you want to just put this type of load on him during the regular season. So I think it's important that they look and see what's out there. And like Michael and Keith say, you're not going to find this on the couch. So I don't know if that answer is going to be like, hey, is anybody going to be willing to help out the Chiefs? You got to understand, the people don't want to help the champs.
But everything that the Chiefs need, everybody going to keep.
Exactly.
They ain't giving you.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not giving
Nobody's gonna want to help
Metcalf or A.J. Brown or C.D. Lamb. They're not, you're not getting those guys.
Are not on the market.
You're not getting them.
So even if you bring somebody in,
people feel are expendable.
Can that person even help?
Yes.
Yes, it depends on who that person is.
Like a decoy, he's going to turn into a decoy for the most part?
Help.
It's probably somebody. Why wouldn't he be picked up by now?
Well, I mean,
but let me
different
tell you
guys
why.
work differently in different offenses.
Right.
Well.
No, yeah, you're right. But it's the coaches.
Yeah.
It's the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coaching. This coach, you got any kind of talent, he'll fit it into his offense.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to ask you to do something that you don't know how to do. He's going to fit your talent into his offense and make it effective. That's the difference. Every coach can't do that. But Andy Reid, the Kyle Shanahans, they take players that other people don't find value in and make them valuable.
See, a team, here's a player in particular, but I don't think it'll ever happen because they see them way too often.
No way. They let Devontae.
No, I don't know that. Cincinnati. It's interesting. It's interesting.
They're not letting him go.
If Cincinnati, but wait, if Cincinnati all of a sudden starts to slip here where they're getting ready to be mathematically eliminated, that T. Higgins call should be put in because you're going to lose him at the end of the year anyway. You're going to lose him at the end of the year. So if the Kansas City Chiefs are willing to give what they're looking for, and T. Higgins a new contract, which I don't know if they can or can't based on their salary cap situation, that's the home run right there. That's the home run of all home runs. Is if they could somehow wrestle him away.
I have a weak stomach. I don't know if I could stomach that.
If they sent a T. Higgins to Kansas City, then we got to go to the front office and talk about unfair play. That's what
that's all I'm saying. But think about it, though, Michael. But think about it, Michael and Joy. He's on a 1-year deal.
Makes sense. I just don't know if I as a Cincinnati. I don't know if I can help.
Amari Cooper, guys like that.
But what you gonna do then? You're not gonna re-sign him. He wants money. Okay, and you won this past week.
Imagine they
in a dogfight with Carolina
to Kansas City, and they end up winning the Super Bowl.
How you think Xavier Worthy got there? Because Buffalo traded.
Yeah.
So
Buffalo likes doing that.
Buffalo said,
I hear you. That would just be crazy. Well, without T. Higgins on Kansas City right now, the Chiefs are 4-0, but they're obviously dealing with a bunch of injuries, and they haven't yet won by more than one score. So how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10, Michael, that the Chiefs can three-peat?
And we'll talk about, we just talked about what they lost, right? And Rashee Rice, and you drop them just a little bit, right? I was at a 8 or a 9s after talking to Travis Kelce when I was with him at that NBA Finals game. And now without Rashee Rice, I say I dropped to a 7, 8. Let me tell you why now. I'm not dropping so much on my number because, you lose a great player, but remember, you still got the main components there. That's those two right there that we have on the big board, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You have those. And then I look on the outside of that team. None of our mainstay teams are playing great football right now. So first you look at the team, and then you look at the opportunity the team has. And when I look outside of the team, I don't see why I should drop them. San Francisco's struggling a little bit right now. You see what other teams are going through. So I still got Kansas City right there at a 7-8 as a chance to get that three-peat that got away from me.
Huh?
That's going to be tough. I'm out of 5 right now.
5?
I'm out of 5. I mean, you can't just keep dealing with injuries. You lost Pinchenko, Rice. I mean, these are threats. In order to accomplish something great, you got to be healthy. It's just like you can't. The football guys are just they don't play no games with this. Like when you're hurt, a lot of championships haven't been won because of injuries. And they're a championship team. Yeah, you can say we got Mahomes and we got
that's saying a lot,
Kelce.
though.
Yeah, it is saying a lot. But the older they get and the longer they play it each and every year, they need more help. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like, come on, look how they're skating by right now. They're not going to be able to do this once the playoffs start and then go back and say like they start to slip. They're not going to be able to go on the road again and do what they did last year.
They've been skating by for the last 3 years, though. Tyreek's been in Miami for 3 years, right?
We call that skating by.
No, we call it skating by, but it ain't really.
Really, they ain't skating by anything.
No, they
Number
not.
1-5. 1-5.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. 1-5 is the answer. And I was about to say, when you start talking about injuries and stuff like that, Andy Reid, for whatever reason, he did it in Philadelphia, he's done it in Kansas City. For whatever reason, he understands what we call plug-and-play guys that fit what he wants to do. He just understands. I don't know where he got it from, but he miss a guy here, he just pulls him right in there. Miss a guy over. They went out and got Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt had 70 yards on the ground after just being acquired and being picked on their team. So 2 weeks ago, I think they picked him up. He had 70 yards on the ground. So it just, we know, Juju Smith-Schuster, big shallow cross touchdown for him. He just got there. But he knows guys. He understands this is what I'm missing. This is what we need to move forward. As far as them getting to the Super Bowl, I still believe that they have the inside track. I just don't know that they'll do it. I'm like a 3 on the scale.
3?
Yeah, because other teams, Houston is right there with a young quarterback. Baltimore is right there, even though they beat them in week 1. Now we talking about 10, 12, 13 weeks from week 1. They got to see him again. I don't necessarily know that the Chargers are just going to fall flat on their face. It's hard to win Super Bowls.
It takes some mentality to beat the Chiefs. And I don't know that Baltimore, I'm being honest with you, or Buffalo will ever possess that, the mentality. I watch those players and the quarterbacks make some plays sometimes and say, why you do that? Why did you do that? See, Patrick Mahomes, that's a question you would never ask on a play that he makes or even a play that he misses. You'll never ask, that wasn't smart. Why did you do that? Because he makes the right play all the time. Lamar Jackson, no, he doesn't. Josh Allen, no, he doesn't. Joe Burrow's more of a threat because he'll try to stay in alignment with it. I'm more afraid of these new guys I see, like Stroud, C.J. Stroud, and honestly, Jaden Daniels.
But Jaden's in the NFC.
I understand that, but he got to get through the NFC to get to a Super Bowl. I'm saying for a mentality, the type of a quarterback that you're going to have to be to beat this guy, you are going to have to not just play great running with your legs and throwing the ball. You got to play great in your head. And those guys make dumb decisions sometimes. And these young guys, they just look like in a better position. That's why I say it's still wide open.
My confidence level is the same as it was before, which is a 10. I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing from anyone else. It's because it's not just Patrick Mahomes. It's Andy Reid too.
No, it's Andy Reid.
You're not just beating Patrick Mahomes. You're beating Patrick Mahomes. You're beating Andy Reid. You're beating the Kansas City defense. You're beating experience. You're beating mentality. You can't beat yourself. All of those things have to work in order for you to beat this team. They're 4-0. They're the defending Super Bowl champs, and they're 4-0. I remind everyone, this isn't college. You don't have to win in spectacular fashion.
Right.
Everyone is a professional. If you're winning games, which they are doing, and we watched them do this last year, all year, every week last year.
Yeah, the year before, the year before that.
They don't have enough receivers. They don't have enough receivers again this year. There's too many drops. The offense isn't on the same page. I'm not worried about them at all.
I know. I'm not worried about them, but I'm worried about the challenge that is in front of them to three-peat. Think about what we're asking. We're not saying back-to-back. We're saying the third time, which means 1, 2, 3 in a row.
They're going to keep going.
I'm sorry, I don't know who the best team in the NFL is right now. I don't know that the Vikings are going to keep this up. I don't know what C.J. Stroud and the Texans are going to look like in the postseason. I don't know what the Ravens are going to do throughout the rest of the season.
This is like Michael and Paul saying that somebody's going to go 17-0.
I don't think they're going to go 17-0.
No, I'm saying when they're going to go undefeated. They're going to go undefeated. They're going to undefeated. There's a reason that nobody's done it since, the 72 Dolphins. It's hard as hell.
I'm not saying.
There's a reason nobody's won 3 in a row.
I'm saying that I still believe that they are as much on track to win another Super Bowl as they were before the season started.
But what we will say, and what will be added to this, if they can
use your paper to write on.
Right. What we will say, and what will be added to this, if he could complete this three-peat, is.
Well, that's something different.
Because we see the different ways in which he has to do it. I'm talking about 1-5 and how he has to keep changing and growing and metamorphosing and this and that. You go win 3 in a row and then you get your number up there. Now we starting to say, well, wait a minute now. Who is the GOAT? Who is great? Because those kinds of things, when we're talking about how hard that mountain is to climb one more time, again, when we start talking that GOAT conversation, well, even if you don't have 7, if you win 5 and what he had to go through to win them, do you put him now in that conversation? That's what this kind of talks are about. You go win 3-peat and all of these struggles we talk about, you get through there, now you can start having that conversation about you and Tom Brady being the greatest of all time.
The first one was bombs away because of Tyreek in there.
Right.
Then it became dink and dunk because they decided that we're going to make you dink and dunk.
And now we're going to figure out what it is. We don't even know what it is now. We're going to figure it out as season goes.
I mean, the next one was a lot of the dropsies, but they finally got there. Now this one is they don't have enough weapons.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Keith.
At their disposal.
Now you put too many stories around them.
Yeah.
Too many stories around one climbing that mountain makes you a great man.
I would love to see him do it because I'm a Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid fan to the fullest, but at the same time, I just know how hard it is.
It's been impossible.
Stress, man. That stress get to catching up to him.
Just look at 1-5. You don't look like he gonna ever lose.
That face look like
but you know what's so crazy?
Lose, dog. Hey, I'm sorry.
I don't know if how much y'all studied the kid from Nebraska, but the kid from Nebraska, spitting image, clone, throwing, his dress code, everything. Walk like him, body shape like he's everything. It's crazy.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.